Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going deep on a Reddit post that really got me thinking about family dynamics.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, specifically like the complexities of sibling relationships.
Mm-hmm.
The title alone is crazy. It's called, "Am I the a-hole for cutting off my golden sister after she tried to steal my boyfriend?"
Wow. Sibling relationships can be really interesting to explore.
Yeah.
They have that blend of love and loyalty, but then also competition, all within a family system.
Absolutely. And in this story, we see those elements play out in some pretty intense ways.
I bet.
The Reddit poster, a 22-year-old woman, describes a lifetime of being overshadowed by her older sister Lily, who she sees as like the classic golden child.
Oh, I see.
And she paints this picture of always feeling less than, constantly competing for her parents' attention and approval.
Yeah,
And what I found really interesting was how she described the impact of this dynamic on her self-esteem.
right. Because when one child is consistently held up as the ideal, it can create a real sense of inadequacy in the other sibling.
Totally.
They may internalize the message that they're somehow not enough, leading to deep-seated insecurities. And that can impact their relationships and self-perception well into adulthood.
Definitely. And she gives some specific examples from their childhood that really illustrate this.
Okay.
Like she talks about how Lily would get praised for even average grades,
Wow.
while she would get lectured for anything less than an A.
Oh, so like the opposite.
Yeah, or how their parents would buy Lily expensive clothes and gifts
Uh-huh.
while she got hand-me-downs. It just sounds like a constant reminder of her perceived lesser status within the family.
And these seemingly small incidents, they can actually have a significant impact on a child's developing sense of self.
Right.
It's not just about the material things, it's about the message being sent. You are less valuable, less deserving than your sibling.
Yeah.
This can create a deep well of resentment, a need to constantly prove oneself, and, that can show up in lots of ways throughout life.
And in this story, that need to prove herself seems to manifest in her determination to create a happy and healthy relationship with her boyfriend, Jake.
Okay.
It's like she's finally found something positive and stable in her life, something she can call her own. But then, of course, the conflict with Lily comes to a head.
Yeah, the stealing the boyfriend aspect of the story is where things get a little darker. It's
Yeah.
no longer just sibling rivalry.
Right.
It's a deliberate attempt to sabotage her sister's happiness.
Exactly.
And this raises questions about what might be driving Lily's behavior. Is it purely jealousy? Or is there a deeper psychological need at play?
Right, because it's not just about flirting with Jake.
Okay.
The poster describes this incident at a party where she steps away for a phone call, and when she comes back, Lily is all over Jake.
Hmm.
And he's acting completely out of character, confused, disoriented. It's like he's been drugged. Later, she finds out from a friend that Lily was bragging about testing Jake's loyalty. And this is where it goes beyond typical sibling rivalry and enters a territory that's much more unsettling.
Exactly. Lily's actions suggest a deliberate attempt to manipulate and control the situation. It could be fueled by, a deep-seated insecurity or a need to assert dominance. And the fact that she bragged about it to a friend suggests a lack of remorse or empathy, which is particularly concerning. This behavior could be a sign of deeper psychological issues that need to be addressed.
Totally. And when the Reddit poster confronts Lily about it, Lily's response is not what you'd expect.
What happened?
Instead of apologizing or showing any remorse,
Oh, wow.
she blames Jake for being weak, saying if he was truly loyal, nothing would have happened. It's like she's completely twisting the narrative to absolve herself of any responsibility.
That's a classic example of deflection and victim blaming, a tactic often used by individuals who struggle to take accountability for their actions. Instead of acknowledging the harm they've caused, they shift the blame onto the victim, making it even harder for the victim to process the situation and seek resolution.
And this is where the parent's role in all of this becomes really crucial.
Okay.
Because when the Reddit poster tries to tell her parents what happened, they completely dismiss her concerns. They defend Lily, saying she was just joking and that the poster is overreacting. This is where the whole golden child dynamic really comes full circle.
Yeah. The parents' reaction, unfortunately, is not uncommon in situations like this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they may be unwilling or unable to see the favored child's flaws, perpetuating a cycle of enabling that allows the toxic behavior to continue. This can be incredibly damaging for the other sibling who feels invalidated and betrayed by the very people who are supposed to protect them.
Absolutely. And it's this lack of support from her parents that ultimately leads her to make the incredibly difficult decision to cut off contact with Lily.
Oh,
But as you can imagine, with a family dynamic this complex, that's not the end of the story. So the Reddit poster has cut off contact with her sister.
right.
Sounds like a pretty clear boundary, right?
Yeah.
But as we often see with these family dynamics, things rarely stay simple for long.
Oh, that's true.
What I found really interesting in the post was what happened next with the parents.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so cutting off a sibling often creates this ripple effect throughout the family system, right?
Definitely.
It disrupts all the roles and dynamics.
Mm-hmm.
It forces everyone to confront the issues that may have been simmering beneath the surface.
Yeah.
And in this case, the parents' reaction to this disruption is very telling.
Okay.
The Reddit poster describes how they just bombarded her with messages,
Oh, wow.
like guilt-tripping her about ruining the family.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, it's like they're more concerned with maintaining this appearance of a happy family than addressing the actual harm that's been caused.
This behavior kind of reflects a common pattern in families where one child is favored. The parents may prioritize the needs and feelings of the golden child above all else,
Yeah.
even if it means minimizing or dismissing the other siblings' experiences.
Yeah,
And this can create this sense of invalidation
totally.
and injustice that further fuels the conflict.
And it gets even more interesting.
Really?
The poster mentions that her parents actually showed up at her apartment unannounced,
Whoa.
demanding that she fix the situation.
Oh my gosh.
It seems like they're completely bypassing the issue of Lily's behavior
Right.
and putting all the pressure on her to restore harmony.
This is a classic example of how families often try to maintain equilibrium, even if it means sacrificing the well-being of individual members.
Right.
The parents may be so invested in the image of a perfect family
Yeah.
that they're unwilling to acknowledge the dysfunction, even when it's staring them in the face.
And then there's this moment during the confrontation that really stood out to me.
Okay.
The poster's mom says something like, Lily is just insecure because she's never had a real relationship like you have.
Oh, wow.
It's like this sudden crack in this carefully constructed facade of the perfect golden child.
Right.
It offers a fascinating glimpse into the complexities of Lily's character.
Mm-hmm.
It suggests that beneath the surface of confidence and achievement, there's this deep-seated insecurity driving her behavior.
I see.
Like maybe she's been so focused on external validation
Yeah.
that she hasn't developed a strong sense of self-worth,
Mm-hmm.
leading to jealousy and a need to sabotage her sister's happiness.
It makes you wonder if the golden child label is actually a burden in disguise.
Right.
Maybe Lily's been pressured to live up to these unrealistic expectations,
Yeah.
leading to anxiety and a fear of failure.
It humanizes her in a way that the rest of the story doesn't.
Absolutely.
It challenges this simplistic notion of the golden child as being inherently privileged and problem-free.
Totally.
It reminds us that everyone, regardless of their perceived advantages, has their own struggles and insecurities.
Yeah, definitely.
But even with this newfound understanding of Lily's motivations, the Reddit poster holds firm to her boundaries.
Okay.
She's not going to be manipulated into forgiving her sister or pretending everything is okay.
Right.
But then just when it seems like she's finally starting to move on,
Mm-hmm.
she receives a message from Lily that is downright chilling.
Really?
Yeah, this is where the story takes another unexpected turn.
Okay.
It highlights the persistent nature of these toxic dynamics
Mm-hmm.
and how difficult it can be to break free from them.
Ah, I see.
So the message is short,
Yeah.
but loaded with implied threats.
Oh, geez.
Lily writes something along the lines of, "Congratulations, you win, but let's see if Jake sticks around when he realizes how exhausting you are." It shows that even after being confronted, Lily is still trying to control and manipulate the situation.
This type of communication is often referred to as gaslighting,
Yeah.
a tactic used to undermine someone's perception of reality
Ah.
and make them doubt their own sanity. It's a way for Lily to maintain a sense of power and control, even when her actions have been exposed.
It's unsettling to see how deeply ingrained these patterns of manipulation are.
Yeah.
But luckily, it seems like Jake isn't falling for it.
Good.
He recognizes Lily's behavior for what it is
Okay.
and supports the Reddit poster in her decision to distance herself from her.
Great.
But then, just when you think things can't get any more dramatic,
Yeah.
the poster gets a call from her cousin that changes everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This is the part that really grabbed my attention.
Oh, okay.
It introduces a new layer of complexity to the whole family dynamic
Uh-huh.
and raises questions about accountability and the consequences of enabling toxic behavior.
I see.
So her cousin had been hanging out with Lily and some other friends,
Yeah.
and in a moment of like drunken bravado,
Okay.
Lily actually confessed to spiking Jake's drink at the party.
Whoa, what?
And as luck would have it,
Oh, no.
the cousin recorded the entire conversation.
Oh, my gosh.
That's like something out of a soap opera.
I know, right? So that recording becomes a pivotal piece of evidence.
Yeah.
It forces everyone to confront the truth of Lily's actions.
Right.
It removes any room for doubt or denial and exposes the extent of her manipulative behavior.
Armed with this recording, the Reddit poster decides to confront her parents one final time.
Okay.
She tells them that if they still defend Lily after hearing this confession, she wants nothing more to do with them.
Wow.
It's a powerful moment where she draws a clear line in the sand and sets a boundary for her own well-being.
This confrontation represents a turning point for the Reddit poster.
Right.
She's no longer willing to tolerate the dysfunction and enabling that have characterized her family dynamic.
Totally.
She's taking a stand for herself and demanding accountability, even if it means risking the loss of her family.
So she plays in the recording, and you know what? Their reaction is not at all what you might expect.
What happened?
They just sit there, completely silent.
Oh, wow.
No excuses, no justifications, just stunned silence.
That silence is incredibly significant.
It really is.
It suggests that on some level they were aware of Lily's capacity for manipulation,
Yeah.
but chose to ignore it or downplay it.
Yeah.
The recording shatters their denial,
Totally.
forcing them to confront the reality of their daughter's actions and the consequences of their own enabling.
It's like this whole facade of the perfect family has crumbled,
Yeah.
and they're left grappling with the pieces.
Yeah.
And in that moment of realization, the Reddit poster makes a decision that is both heartbreaking and incredibly empowering.
What's that?
She decides to cut off contact with her entire family.
Wow.
She blocks their numbers, deletes them from social media,
Oh my God.
and walks away from the toxic environment they've created.
This decision reflects a profound understanding of self-worth and the importance of prioritizing one's mental and emotional well-being.
Right?
It's a recognition that sometimes the healthiest choice is to distance oneself from toxic relationships, even when those relationships are with family.
It's a powerful reminder that family isn't always about blood ties.
Yeah.
It's about the people who support and uplift us, who respect our boundaries,
Yeah,
and who allow us to be our authentic selves.
absolutely.
And sometimes finding that kind of family means letting go of the ones who hold us back.
Yeah.
This whole story really makes you think about family and like all those expectations that we carry.
It is fascinating how family is often seen as this unwavering source of love and support.
Right.
But this Reddit post shows us that the reality can be way more complicated.
Absolutely. And I think what really stood out to me was the Reddit poster's choice to cut off not just her sister, but her whole family.
Yeah.
It's a choice many would consider unthinkable. But when you look closer at everything going on, it starts to make more sense.
It really shows her strength and commitment to putting her well-being first.
Totally.
She realized that staying connected to this toxic environment would only hurt her more than separating from it.
It makes you wonder about unconditional love.
Right.
Like, at what point does loyalty to family become bad for your own mental and emotional health?
That is a deep question, and there's no easy answer.
Right.
We're expected to think that family bonds should never be broken,
Yeah.
but sometimes you have to distance yourself for your own well-being.
It's like she had to redefine what family meant to her.
Yeah.
Her parents and sister weren't giving her the love and support she needed.
Right.
So she created a new family with Jake.
I see.
One based on respect and healthy boundaries.
And that can be so empowering.
It really can.
Choosing people who truly value and support you, regardless of blood ties, can lead to a much more fulfilling life.
I also can't stop thinking about that moment of silence from her parents when she played the recording.
Oh, yeah.
It felt like such a turning point for both her and them.
It's as if their denial was finally shattered.
Yeah.
They had to face the truth about their daughter's actions and maybe even realize their own part in letting this dysfunction continue.
But even with that realization, they still couldn't give her the support she deserved.
Right?
They couldn't bring themselves to say Lily was wrong or that she was right to feel hurt.
And that reinforced her decision to walk away.
Totally.
Sometimes the most loving thing we can do for ourselves is to leave environments that make us feel less worthy.
This whole story really shows us that setting boundaries, even with family, isn't selfish.
It's not.
It's about protecting yourself and making space to grow.
And it's about seeing those red flags early.
Yeah.
Manipulation, gaslighting, and a lack of accountability.
Right.
Those aren't signs of a healthy relationship, no matter who it's with.
So listener, this deep dive has definitely given me a lot to think about,
Me too.
especially about how complex family relationships can be and how much courage it takes to break free from toxic patterns.
It really does.
I hope this has been insightful for you too.
I hope so.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep into this crazy world with us.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.